Hello and welcome, influencers, to another episode Behind the Screen Business Confessions with your girl, Anika Cohen. Listen, we are here for part two. We're going to be talking about self sabotage with doubt in your business and how it can show up when it is unresolved. All right. So I'm super excited to have another conversation. And so if you are new to the channel, hello and welcome. I thank you for being here. Allow me to introduce myself. I am your business strategist coach. I serve and support leaders in the marketplace to start, build, and grow their business with clarity and confidence and strategy. Come on here, somebody. So this is the show where we have real, raw conversation to motivate and support our leaders to propel forward in the marketplace. We like to have the real dialogue about the challenges and the things that come up behind the screen, the things that we don't necessarily show when it comes to our branding and marketing. So I want to talk about the things to make it more normal, to not suffer in silence, to not fake it till you make it. Come on here, somebody. None of that is necessary. Just be authentic and accepting of your journey, where you are today, knowing that you are achieving the goals. Those minor steps do matter. Every step matters in you building the vision, in you creating what it is that God has assigned you to do. So doubt can significantly impact your business when you don't check in. And self-sabotage behaviors is one of the core ways that we can get in the way of opportunity and possibility. We can get in the way and cause our business to get stuck because of the doubt. Come on here, somebody. So I've already talked about 4 out of the 8 ways that self-sabotaging behaviors can show up in your business, right? And so let's start there. Let's do a general recap of actually how it can affect your business, the vision. Number one, we talked about becoming that paralyzed, decision paralysis. You becoming paralyzed in your decision making, fear of failure, right? Overthinking and overanalyzing, right? Undervaluing your contribution in the marketplace. Listen, these are the 4 out of 8 ways that self-sabotage can show up when you are not checking in with yourself, not checking in mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Come on here, somebody. And physically, your body speaks to you. Listen to it. It is okay when you have to step away. It is okay when you need to get away. Come on here, somebody. So these are the first 4 ways on how self-sabotage can begin to show up in your business concerning doubt. Yes, decision paralysis, fear of failure, overthinking and overanalyzing, and undervaluing your contribution to the marketplace. So let's get into the other 4 ways that doubt can show up, because let's be clear about it. Doubt is an emotion. It is a natural emotion. We all experience doubt in some level in our lives. However, what happens when we don't check in with that doubt or reframe that thought, then that doubt now becomes your reality. You are now positioning yourself to think from the space of doubt, take action from the space of doubt, or get stuck. So now you're not operating from a space of confidence. You're not being strategic in your movement, or your thinking is now becoming irrational and impulsive, because now you're becoming reactive to the doubt. And you have the power, you have the authority and the dominion to think, command, and take authority, execute. You have the power to change the narrative once you change your way of thinking and your speaking and the way you show up and take action. you will see a shift begin to change. And I want to share with you these 4 tips on how, if you don't do these things by reframing your thoughts and shifting the way you talk to yourself about this vision and the barriers that are present, by simply just acknowledging them and doing something different in your marketing plan and your branding plan, becoming strategic on how you can improve and make those adjustments. Instead, our doubt is, I'm doing it wrong. This is not working. I'm not fit out to make the impact that God has set out for me to do. So I'm now going to isolate. I'm now not going to put in the time or the effort. I'm not going to discipline myself. I'm now just going to settle. This ain't for me. God ain't called me to do this. And so that's where doubt is entertained. And we want to have our moment, but don't stay there. You can have your moment of uncertainty. You can have your moment of doubt. Come on here, somebody, but choose to live and reframe and redirect that thought to, this is going to work out for me. This is a learning curve for me. Come on here, somebody. So let's get into it. So we're talking about self-sabotage behaviors, how it can show up in your business. We've already went over 4 out of the 8. Number 5 is simply a lack of networking and collaboration. Lack of networking or collaboration. When is the last time that you've allowed yourself to enter a space of learning, of networking? When is the last time you've allowed yourself to network? When I talk about networking, it can become very scary for people. It can become very scary because this is about you positioning yourself to be intentional and conveying who you are and what you do in the marketplace and the solution that you provide. It's about clarity. It's about confidence. It's about you being intentional. And most times, if we're not secure in who we are and what we were called to do, it's going to show up, because what's going to happen is you're not going to be able to clearly articulate who you are and what you do in the marketplace. That has everything to do with your niche. It's a clear statement of who you are and what you do, the solution that you provide. So show up and begin to convey who you are and what you do. Make authentic relationships. Not every relationship is meant for your business. I like to pause here. I like to talk about particular people. There's those individuals who you want to do business with. There's those individuals that you admire, that you look up to. However, you have to have the understanding that you may not be in a position to do business with them the way that you desire, based on different factors, maybe budget, maybe time. But you still can't discredit yourself to say that you are not worthy of being in this space because you're not meeting with the particular people that you would like. And that's what happens. And that can cause us to self-sabotage, because now we're not being intentional with networking. We're not being intentional about creating authentic relationships that can be helpful to your business. It's nothing wrong with partnering. It's nothing wrong with collaborating on a project. But what happens is, when we have the stinking thinking and we have that self-sabotage that gets in the way because of unresolved issues, you won't take this leap of faith. You won't allow yourself to collaborate because they're going to steal my idea. That is poverty mindset. When we say this person is going to steal my idea, no one could steal your idea. That is my personal opinion on that subject. No one can steal your idea because there's nothing new under the sun. There's nothing new under the sun. However, your idea is tailored to your vision that God has given you. There is already a uniqueness about you. There's already character, personality that attracts you to your audience. Listen, that's the difference between you and other people who are doing exactly what God has called you to do. I am here to tell you that I work with individuals who do exactly what I do in the industry. They help people to start, build, and grow their business, maybe in the expertise of just branding or marketing, but that is in addition to what I do. And I still collaborate with these individuals because it does not take away from my brilliance or my intelligence. It does not take away from what it is that God has called me to do. The only thing that may separate you from your competitors is budget. Budget. And your personality and your character. That's it. Because not everyone is supposed to do business with you. But when we get stuck and we allow ourselves to entertain the stinking thinking, we allow ourselves to get caught up in that mentality of people are going to steal my idea. No one could steal your idea because there's nothing new under the sun. Everything has already been done. You're the piece that makes it unique. What you bring to the table is your uniqueness. So don't allow that to stop you from networking and collaborating. That individual could have exactly what it is that you need to get to your next, whatever your next goal is. So don't allow yourself to get stuck in that space of because of a bad experience. I know I'm not by myself. I've had plenty of bad experience, but I choose to learn from those experiences and not limit myself to working with someone who can be a help to the journey. A lesson learned. Some of us need to learn this. I told you a long time ago, entrepreneurship will grow you in every area of your life. It's a growth journey. Come on here, somebody. So number 6, negative mindset. That goes in contrary to number 5, that lack of networking and collaboration, how doubt about one's worth can hinder a business because you're questioning your worth. You're questioning your value and what it is that you bring to the table, or your experiences that did not turn out in the best light. Those are still experiences you are carrying with you. So the negative mindset has to constantly, daily be shifted. So persistent doubt can foster a negative mindset, leading to burnout and decreased motivation. When business owners dwell on potential failures rather than successes, come on here, somebody, it can create self-fulfilling prophecy, reducing your success. So you are the hindrance. You are in the way. You are the barrier, not the people who are saying you won't make it. You are, because you choose to believe and entertain the negative mindset. Redirect and reframe your thoughts to know that this is a growth journey and you have to position yourself daily to do the work necessary to achieve the goal. So focus your attention on your wins. Focus your attention on your successes, the things that you have been able to accomplish and achieve throughout this journey. Ask yourself, who am I comparing my journey to? Ask yourself, who are you comparing your journey to? Limit the comparison and focus your attention on your journey, because you're in the way of your success at this point. Your momentum is decreasing. Now, clean it up. Clean up the dialogue within yourself. Number 7, the inability to delegate. Doubt in the abilities of others can lead business owners to micromanage. Criticism. This can hinder learning and improvement as they may disregard valuable insights that could help enhance their business practices. When did you lose someone's trust in your journey? That's the question that I have to ask. You lost trust with a partner. You lost trust with your freelancer. You lost trust with somebody who was supposed to offer you assistance and support. That experience may have converted into a negative experience. Now you want control over every area of the business. But when your business is in a position to grow and expand, you have to be in a position to delegate. You have to be in a position to trust those people who are working with you and to do their job, right? But we lose the ability to delegate because trust has been broken. And here's the thing about trust with those relationships. You have to give yourself permission to trust again and again and again, because you're not meant to do this business alone. So you have to trust in others to carry out the assignments that they are tasked to do. But when there has come an experience that was negative, it's now going to cause you to self-sabotage, because you're not going to want to position others to take on the task that you no longer have time to do. So you have to give yourself permission to trust again and again and again, even when you've been let down, even when the job has been let go. You have to trust again. But this is what you will do differently. You will have a conversation that is clear and concise with expectations. You will now learn from that experience on what needs to be done different and how you can make this relationship work for you. Because what happens when you are not in a position to delegate and let go of certain tasks that you no longer have time for, you're going to self-sabotage, because you're going to want to micromanage and have it done a particular way to you. The bottom line is you want the job done. It doesn't have to be done the way that you do it. So let go of control. Let go of control and learn to trust again and again and again and again. I know I set somebody free on that one, because now you don't want to delegate, although you don't have the time. And so when you start running out of time to do the things in your business, now it's time to freelance. Now it's time to hire on and delegate other people to be able to do these tasks. But when you have that burnt bridge, it's not easy. I speak from experience. It's not easy, because now how can I trust them to fulfill this task when brother or sister here dropped the ball? You have to trust again. But now you have to have a clear, concise conversation. Expectations need to be very clear and concise. Deadlines maybe need to be implemented, right? So you have to trust again. Number 8, your resistance to feedback. Woo! That fighting to be right. That is self-sabotage behavior to its core. You resisting feedback. There's nothing wrong with constructive feedback, right? Someone who is offering you advice, they're offering you wisdom, particularly from the people who are in that position, who have excelled, they have exceeded that hardship, that barrier, that challenge. And now they're here to offer you suggestions and advice. When you're resistant to that, that is a barrier that will limit your growth, particularly from the space of doubt. Okay, so doubt can make you defensive and resistant to constructive criticism. This can hinder your learning and improvement. Come on here, somebody. This can hinder your learning and improvement. You are always in a position to learn. You are always in a position to improve. So you're going to disregard valuable insights that could really help you to enhance your business, that can help you to enhance your business practices, right? Some of us are working harder than smarter. So there are resources out there that can be helpful to you. For those of you who may not have the budget to reach out for freelancers or hired help, there may be ways for you to automate in your business. Come on here, somebody. So how can you make adjustments to bring in automation to again relieve you from your time to have the space and the time to do other things if budget is an issue? So self-sabotage will cause you to miss out on that insight. It'll cause you to miss out on that opportunity because you have to know everything. That's associated with pride and ego. That's associated with your childhood. This is the counselor coming out in me. That has something to do in your childhood. You are fighting to prove a point. That's going to get in the way if you don't clear that up. You have nothing to prove, and it takes nothing away from your brilliance when you need assistance. Or there's a better way of doing something that will be helpful to you. You don't have to fight to be right here. Right? So that defense mechanism is going to cause you to miss out on grateful information that could be helpful to your business. You don't have to know it all. All right. So listen, let's recap so far. Number 5 was lack of networking and collaboration. Number 6, we're talking about that negative mindset. Number 7 is the inability to delegate. Come on here. And number 8 is resistance to feedback. Okay. So these are eight tips to help you identify self-sabotaging behaviors that can cause you to miss out on business opportunity and growth in your journey walk. Okay. Because if you don't check in, if you don't do the work, doubt can create a cycle. It goes round and round. And you wondering why things aren't shifting, why God's word is not manifesting, because there's some cleanup that needs to be done. There's some improvement and adjustments that need to take place. And until you get still and get quiet and get truthful about where you stand internally, because this has nothing to do with anybody else. This has everything to do with you, because everything begins and it ends with you. So the doubt within your core, it needs to be checked in daily, might I add. You have to nurture your well-being at all costs. So doubt can create a cycle of dysfunction and chaos within your business when you don't check in. It's going to affect your decision-making, your self-worth. Overall, your business strategy will begin to dissolve. Okay. But when you check in with yourself, it can increase your self-awareness. It can increase you seeking out support. It can increase your focus and attention on positive wins in your business and learning from those moments of not reaching your goal. So break the cycle. Increase your self-awareness, seek support, focus on positive affirmation, break the cycle, focus more on how you grow, focus more on your confidence and your approach to your business management, right? Check in, and check in again. So influencers, self-sabotage behaviors with doubt in your business. Let's recap that. Number 1, decision paralysis. Number 2, fear of failure. Number 3, overthinking and overanalyzing. Number 4 was undervaluing your contributions. These are the ways how self-sabotage will show up every time in your business if you don't do the work. The next four tips were lack of networking and collaboration, negative mindset, the inability to delegate, and last but not least, your resistance to feedback. Be open-minded. Allow yourself to receive information that can be helpful to your journey. This is the vision that God is giving you. And I want you to have your moment, but don't stay there. Choose to live, choose to be liberated, improve daily, be vivacious and enlightened. So listen, this concludes part 2 of self-sabotage with doubt in your business, how it can show up for you. And so start being more aware and checking in with your mental space, your emotional space, your spiritual space, and your physical space. And ask yourself, how is self-doubt? How is self-sabotage showing up in my business? And when you get clarity about how it's showing up in your business, do the work. Do the work and begin to redirect that thought, because what you think is what you speak, is how you act, is how you show up in the world. So how are you showing up? Are you showing up in your brilliance? Are you showing up unauthentic, uncertain? Choose to live. Until next time.